Area 51. What's the U.S. hiding in a desert base so secret you'd vanish for asking? Tucked in Nevada's Groom Lake, Area 51's a military black hole, no public access, just barbed wire and lethal force signs. Rumors swirl of UFOs, alien autopsies, and stealth tech since the 1940s. In 2019, 2 million vowed to storm it. Only 150 showed, met by armed guards. Declassified docs admit it's for testing spy planes like the U-2, but whistleblowers claim extraterrestrial cover-ups. Fun fact, its airspace, Dreamland, is the most restricted in the world. Would you sneak past snipers for a peek at aliens?
Poveglia Island. This island's soil is half human ash. Wanna walk on it? Off Venice, Italy, Poveglia's a no-go zone, sealed since 1968. From 1793, it was a plague quarantine, hosting 160,000 dying souls burned or buried in pits. Skulls still surface in fishermen's nets. They toss catches back to avoid curses. A 1922 asylum added lobotomy horror stories, with patients claiming plague ghosts haunted them. Fun fact, a 2014 auction to turn it into a hotel failed. Nobody wants this cursed land. Would you boat to a place where screams echo at night?
North Sentinel Island. Meet the tribe that kills outsiders on sight. In India's Andaman Sea, North Sentinel's home to the Sentinelese, an uncontacted people who fire arrows at helicopters. A missionary in 2018 was speared trying to convert them. India bans access to protect their isolation, and your lifeboats get sunk by volleys. Estimated 50 to 200 tribesfolk live pre-Neolithic lives, untouched by tech. Fun fact, they survived the 2004 tsunami, somehow knowing to flee inland. Would you paddle up to arrow-flinging locals?
Snake Island. One bite here, and your blood melts in minutes. Ilha de Queimada Grande, 90 miles off Brazil, is a viper pit, 5 snakes per square meter, with venom that dissolves flesh. Fishermen die just stepping ashore. Brazil's Navy bans all visits except researchers with armed escorts. A lighthouse keeper's family was wiped out in the 1920s when snakes slithered in. Fun fact, the golden lancehead viper's venom is 5 times deadlier than any mainland snake. Would you hike where every step's a death trap?
Surtsey Island. A volcano birthed this island, and humans are banned to keep it pure. Off Iceland, Surtsey erupted in 1963, forming a new landmass. UNESCO sealed it for science, letting nature evolve untouched. No tourists, just researchers. Moss and puffins rule now, but trespassers risk wrecking a pristine ecosystem. Fun fact, a tomato plant once grew here, likely from a scientist's poop. Nature's weird. Would you sneak onto a baby island to see raw creation?
Chernobyl exclusion zone. Step into a radioactive ghost town where time froze in 1986. Ukraine's 1,000 square mile zone around the Chernobyl reactor is off limits without permits due to lingering radiation. Abandoned Pripyat has decaying schools, Ferris wheels, and dolls in gas masks. Stalkers sneak in, risking cancer for eerie photos. Fun fact, wolves and bears thrive here. Radiation be damned. Would you wander a city where Geiger counters scream?
Vatican secret archives. What secrets hide in the Pope's forbidden vaults? Deep in Vatican City, these archives hold 53 miles of shelves with documents like Galileo's trial records. Access is banned except for select scholars. Guards ensure no one sneaks in. Rumors hint at suppressed gospels or proof of ancient conspiracies. Fun fact, some files stay sealed for 75 years after a pope's death. Would you bribe a cardinal for a peek at hidden truths?
Mezhgorye, Russia. A town so secret, it's erased from maps. In Russia's Ural Mountains, Mezhgorye is a closed city, outsiders barred, residents sworn to silence. Built for nuclear war, it's tied to Mount Yamantau, rumored to house a doomsday bunker. Satellites show massive underground digging, but Moscow stays mum. Fun fact, locals need special passes to leave town. Would you trek to a place where you'd disappear for asking questions?
Lascaux Caves. Ancient art locked away to save it from your breath. In France, these caves hold 17,000-year-old paintings of bulls and hunters. Opened briefly in the 1940s, human breath spawned mold, so they're now sealed. Only scientists with hazmat suits get in. A replica nearby fools tourists. Fun fact, the paintings used manganese for black, a prehistoric pro move. Would you risk ruining history for a glimpse of ancient doodles?
Bohemian Grove. Elites party in a secret forest, and you're not invited. In California's Redwoods, this 2,700-acre retreat hosts presidents, CEOs, and secret rituals since 1872. No public access guards and drones keep snoopers out. Leaked videos show mock sacrifices to a giant owl statue. Fun fact, Nixon called it the most faggy thing he'd seen. Would you crash a billionaire's creepy campfire?
Pine Gap, Australia. A spy base so classified, even Aussies can't get close. Near Alice Springs, Pine Gap's a U.S.-Australian satellite hub, tracking missiles and drones. Fenced off with lethal force warnings, it's a no-go for civilians. Protesters in 2016 were arrested miles away. Fun fact, it helped guide U.S. strikes in Iraq. Big Brother's watching. Would you dodge guards to uncover global surveillance?
Room 39, North Korea. A secret office funding Kim's nukes, and you'll never see it. In Pyongyang, Room 39's a shadowy bureau behind counterfeiting, drugs, and cybercrime to bankroll the regime. Hidden in a government building, it's off limits. Defectors say it's a maze of locked doors. Fun fact, it's linked to $100 super notes, so real they fooled banks. Would you infiltrate a dictatorship's cash machine?
Mount Weather, USA. A bunker for the end of the world, and you're not on the list. In Virginia, this FEMA fortress is built to save U.S. leaders in a nuke war. Underground, it's got food, water, even a TV studio. No civilians allowed. Declassified bits hint at a mini-city below. Fun fact, it went on alert during 9/11, ready for apocalypse. Would you knock on a doomsday door with no invite?
Heard Island. A volcanic wasteland where humans are banned to save seals. In Australia's sub-Antarctic, Heard Island's got active volcanoes and glaciers. No one lives there, and visits are near impossible without science permits. Storms and ice make it deadly. A 1985 expedition barely survived. Fun fact, its Big Bend volcano erupted in 2016, spitting lava into the sea. Would you brave 100 miles per hour winds for a penguin selfie?
Call to action. Plague pits, alien bases, elite rituals. These forbidden spots scream secrets. Which one gave you the creeps? Drop a comment. Know any off-limits haunts? Smash that subscribe button for more chilling mysteries, and share this with your friends to spook 'em out. Let's keep hunting the places we're banned from.